Stahl Arms emerged from the brutal necessities of Helghan itself. Khage Stahl founded a company with a clear understanding of the world, one where survival depended on firepower, reliability, and a willingness to outmatch any enemy. From the beginning, Stahl Arms supplied the Helghast military, its weapons gradually becoming standard issue across the Empire's armed forces. Leadership passed to Khage's son, Jorhan Stahl. As the company's influence deepened, under his direction, Stahl's Arms expanded its reach, refining instruments of war that aligned with the Empire's doctrine of discipline and overwhelming force. Each new contract reinforced the company's role in Helghan's military. Across the industrial landscape stood the Vasari Corporation, the arms manufacturer tied directly with the autochthonous Vasari's family. Competition between the two firms shaped procurement, innovation, and political favor within the Empire. A contest of influence and armament that mirrored the power struggle at the heart of the Helghan itself. In the aftermath of the failed invasion of Vekta, Helghan's leadership turned to Stahl Arms, solutions equal to their humiliation. Their directive was clear. Arc technology could no longer remain experimental. It had to become a weapon. Within months, Stahl Arms unveiled a anti-orbital arc cannon capable of striking warships from the surface, tearing into ISA fleets during Operation Archangel. At the same time, the company secured the lifeblood of this new era of warfare. Stahl Arms oversaw the construction of energy pipelines across the planet, tapping into the vast Petrusite reserves rising from Helghan's smoker towers. These volatile natural formations, once barely understood, were transformed into engines of industry and war, fueling the cannons above and tightening Stahl Arms' grip on the Empire's future. In the months that followed, Stahl Arms turned its attention to the ruins of Pyrrhus. From the scorched ground left by the red dust nuclear blast, the company recovered irradiated Petrusite, unstable and unlike any material previously studied. Within sealed laboratories, Stahl Arms engineers began experimenting with the substance, shaping it into the new generation of weapons intended for Jorhan Stahl's long-planned invasion of Earth. In less than 6 months, Stahl Arms assembled an armada equipped with these experimental systems, vessels built around the Petrusite-driven firepower, meant to overwhelm planetary defenses. Control over this arsenal remained tightly held. Jorhan Stahl refused to place the weapons under Helghast military authority, even as Admiral Orlok demanded access for the Imperial fleet. The standoff revealed a growing fracture, one where corporate ambition and military command no longer aligned. By May of 2360, the fleet of Stahl Arms stood ready, warships loaded with Petrusite weapons, their crews awaiting the command that would send them towards Earth. The invasion had been planned in secrecy, but politics moved faster than engines. Jorhan Stahl was summoned before the Helghan Senate and publicly denounced. His failure to execute Vasari's ISA assassins became the charge, and the verdict followed immediately. The Senate stripped him of authority and ordered him to surrender his weapons to the newly elected autarch, Admiral Orlok. Stahl understood the order for what it was. Orlok did not intend to share control of the arsenal. Once the weapons changed hands, Stahl himself would not survive the transition. Faced with that certainty, he chose defiance. The meeting ended in blood. Orlok was killed, and the fragile balance of power on Helghan collapsed in an instant. Open war erupted above the planet as Stahl Arms' fleet turned its guns on the Helghast First Army. Amid the chaos, Stahl made his final gamble. His flagship, the Khage, broke from formation and initiated a warp attempt towards Earth, carrying a full Petrusite payload intended to end the war before it began. The warp failed. The ISA fighters intercepted the vessel before it could clear orbit. Led by Thomas Servchenko, their concentrated fire tore into the Khage, crippling its drive and sending the ship plunging back towards Helghan. As it fell, its Petrusite arsenal ruptured, scattering irradiated material across the planet's surface. The detonation did not end the war. It ended Helghan itself. What remained was a poisoned world, rendered permanently uninhabitable. In the aftermath of the Terracide, the world believed Stahl Arms had vanished, along with Helghan itself. Public records listed the corporation as dissolved, its leadership dead, and that illusion held for a time. Behind layers of shell companies and false registries, the organization endured under a new name, Stahl Industries. On paper, it operated as a mining concern, quietly extracting Petrusite through intermediaries such as the High Consortium. In truth, the mine served a different purpose. Raw materials moved off-world under a commercial cover, falling between New Helghan and the ruins of Helghan itself, where hidden facilities began restoring infrastructure and rebuilding military strength. At the center of it all stood Jorhan Stahl, very much alive. From the shadows he resumed control, directing resources towards a renewed vision of war. Weapons moved quietly from circulation, finding their way into the hands of the New Helghan government and the Black Hand terrorist network. Each shipment tightened the grip of a plan years in the making, a second reckoning with Vekta. The deception unraveled in 2390. The Vektan security agency uncovered evidence of Stahl Industries' survival and traced its operations back to Helghan. An assault followed, targeting Stahl's primary base of operations. The battle proved costly. Stahl's forces unleashed a biotechnological weapon developed by Dr. Hilary Massar, a former VSA scientist turned defector, inflicting severe losses on the attacking forces. VSA Director Thomas Sinclair pressed the assault to its final conclusion, confronting Jorhan Stahl amid the collapse of his final stronghold. The encounter ended with Stahl's death, severing the command structure that has sustained the conspiracy for decades. With him fell the last coordinated effort to reignite Helghast aggression, and the planned invasion of Vekta died alongside its architect.